pulled a wheelie. Holy shit. This thing's awesome. It's got to be a 9. It can't be a 7. Good Lord, that's only a 700. What happens when you take two of Yamaha's most popular middleweights, the retro-inspired XSR700 and the aggressive modern MT-07, and ride them back to back? You get one of the most eye-opening comparisons of my season. This is the hands-on, head-turning showdown of the 2024 XSR700 and the Yamaha MT-07. I first put a leg over the XSR700. It's a bike that genuinely surprised me. Well, that clutch is different than the R3, I'll tell you that. Nice though. So this is the XSR700. It's powered by a Yamaha 689cc parallel twin CP2 engine. This machine delivers around 74 horsepower and 50 foot-pound of torque. But trust me, it feels like a 900. They call this hyper naked. And this is kind of my style of a bike. We'll see when we get on the highway if I still am fond of a naked bike. Sounds good. You can't even see the front wheel. It's that naked. The headlight bezel is hanging out there, and you just have the one gauge, which is really puts you in the open air. The small retro style round gauge is simple, but don't let that fool you. It packs in speed, RPM, gear position, clock, fuel level, and trip meter. Everything you need. No TFT here, but it doesn't feel like you're missing anything. This shares the same engine as the Tenere 700. Albeit, you know, the gearing's obviously different. Visually, the SXR is cafe racer inspired. From the round tank shape to the exposed frame and easily removable tail hardware, it's just begging for personalization. And the aftermarket world agrees. There's a huge mod scene for the SXR. Everything from bar end, mirrors, custom seats, tail tidies, you name it. No quick shifter or slipper clutch, but the gear shifts are still light and crisp. Despite being a naked bike, I found the wind wasn't an issue. Even at higher speeds, it feels balanced, stable, and planted on the road. Some riders note that the SXR shock package isn't quite as refined as the MT-07s. But unless you're riding aggressively every day, it's solid. No issue with wind on this thing. It's such a solid bike that just trucking along. Love it. I even have a visor on my helmet and no issues. Really solid bike. Quite liking this one. Gearing is sweet on it. It hauls the mail, as they say. Man, she skedaddles. The roll-on torque right now, 6-gear boggin. It's like getting 4,000 RPM, and it's got nice roll-on torque. You really is not a wrong gear on this thing. So who is the XSR700 for? It's for riders who want a classic style with modern power. I think it's for people who love to make their bike their own, and anyone who wants more of a raw ride with great sound and tons of character. Now jump over the MT-07, and it's a different personality. It's got a little light on the dash. It lights up white when your guardian angel catches up to you. You'll see the RPM go green, and then that's when the fun begins. Ooh, look at the screen on this. Nice, nice. Screen looks good. The new TFT color display is a big upgrade. You get a full digital tach, gear position, speed, ride modes, Bluetooth connectivity, and more. It's sleek, bright, and adds to that modern sport bike vibe. It's still running the same CP2 engine of the XSR700, but it feels smoother. This little windshield actually, I think it does do a little bit of, does help a bit. But that gauge is awesome. This one had a small windscreen that actually helped deflect the wind a bit. This is a bonus for highway riding. I found it actually had an effect. Sound-wise, I found the MT-07 a bit quieter and more muted than the SXR. But that's not a bad thing. It feels more composed, more commuter-friendly, and power delivery is smoother. Owners of the MT-07 praise its agility, predictable handling, and great beginner to intermediate power band. Common mods for the MT-07? Exhaust, of course, for more growl, ECU remaps, upgraded brakes, and quick shifters. The MT-07 suspension is a bit more dialed in from the factory. It just handles aggressive riding a little bit better right out of the box. I even found in my research that some guys are swapping out the front forks with R7 forks for a little bit more stable feel on the road. This bike is for the rider who wants a well-balanced, aggressive-looking street machine that's easy to ride, easy to live with, and has enough edge to keep things fun. So that was the MT-07 I was on, which looks to be the same as the XSR700, but it's felt like way smoother power for some reason. Exact same power plant. Nice little bike. Definitely the windscreen made a difference. So it depends if you like the hyper naked or if you want a little bit more super sport. What'd you think? Lot more smoother for some reason, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. I found myself side by side to the MT-07 at a stoplight. What a perfect time for a little rumble. Rev that up. Yeah, this sounds deeper too. So, which one would you choose? If you've owned or test ridden either of these bikes, drop a comment below and let me know which one wins for you and why.
Yeah, it's a completely different feel.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
It is. They both are. But you see what I mean? The windshield makes a huge difference. Just that little blade.
Yeah, you notice the wind hardly as much.
Like I drove the MT-10 already. And yeah, so he's on that one. That's got a lot of balls. I went down to an R3 and then back onto this. And when I got on this, I went, is that a 900 or? Because I thought they said it was a 7. It was like, yeah, it's a 7. And then I wasn't sure what this one was, but it almost felt like a 3-cylinder because it was so much more smooth.
Yep. Are these the cross-plane crankshafts on these?
Yeah, they're CPs, yeah.
So it gives that different sound. Now, what about the Tenere? Is it a cross-plane?
Yeah, it's the exact engine that's in this, yeah.
It has that sound.
Yeah, they all the Yamahas, even that one has that sound to it. And so that's a CP4. Yeah, and then the CP3s are the 9s, and then these are the CP2s.